Hello! I am recording my video for you guys today from inside my personal apartment. As some of you might have seen the news, but the sky in New York City this week has been badly impacted by the wildfire happening in Canada, and it's very unhealthy to breathe the air from outside. So yeah, climate change is real, guys. I hope that we are all doing something, no matter how big or small, to the best of our ability to contribute to sustainability and fight climate change. Yeah. That's why I made a conscious decision to stay indoors when I filmed this video for you guys today. And before we talk about the topic that I'm very looking forward to share with you guys today, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my new Blooming Crisis YouTube channel. It means a lot to know, even if a few of you have found what I've been doing helpful for you guys, I just want to say thank you. I really am grateful for you and your support, and thank you so much for giving me the joy of knowing that I can be helpful for you. So I want to make sure I say that at the beginning of my video. And the topic that I want to talk to you guys about today is not necessarily a question that I've been receiving, but rather a theme that I have picked up throughout so many of my conversations with you guys, with a lot of people, especially younger people, recently. No, actually over years. It has been coming up again and again and again, and I've been having so many silo conversations that I feel like perhaps it's helpful to put together a video and just put it out there in case anyone else find it helpful. And it's around the topic of happiness. I don't think that this is unique to just a few people, but rather a topic that I know so many of us can relate to, how to find happiness, me included. And as someone who, I guess, has gone through a period of time where I felt incredibly unhappy in my life, and recently have been heard from my friends, people around me, saying that they noticed that I've been feeling very happy, and it made me realize that I am happy. I know that I've never felt this light before, and it's not because I have everything figured out in my life. And I think that's the most important caveat that I have to say before I go deeper into the topic, because I'm not in a place that I have everything in my life have been figured out for myself, nor that I feel like it's working. A lot of things in my life are not working, guys. but I am happy, and it made me realize that the things that I have been practicing for myself throughout years has been working. And I hope to be able to share step by step with you, probably not all in one video because it's impossible, but I'm hoping to be able to share some of my perspectives and what I do for myself to get me to this stage. And I think, when it comes to happiness, I think it's so important to understand why we feel unhappy. What prevents us from feeling happy. So there are 3 things that come to my mind. 2 of them are taught by the Buddha. Maybe some of you have already known this, but I'm just gonna say it anyway because I assume that a lot of people also don't know or haven't heard about. The first thing that prevent people from happiness is the ego. There's a sentence that the Buddha used as an example, which I love it so much because it's so simple, so easy to remember, and it makes sense. So when you say, I want happiness, which is what many of us have been saying it to ourselves silently, because we do want to have happiness, right? And that the word I stands for the ego that I'm talking about. I would like to think that this is not the majority, but sometimes this comes from, this common among the narcissist, thinking that they are the center of the universe, that everything has to revolve around them. That's the ego that prevent them from having happiness. But I assume that's a small pool of people. I think the more common example I can think of when it comes to ego is when we feel entitled, to get the things that we want in our life. And this is more common that I've seen since we can make the assumption that if we do X, Y, and Z, then we are entitled for ABC in our life. And oftentimes it doesn't work that way. That goes back to the next one, that ties back to the next one that I want to talk to you guys about, which is desire. And desire is the word want in that sentence. Obviously, we all have the right to want the best thing in our lives. I am not immune from that. I want a lot of things in my life. it's good to have ambition, I don't think there's anything wrong about it. But how to control our desire, how to manage our desire is an art. And we can want many things in our lives. Sometimes it can be as simple as wanting to be seen, or we want to be rich, we want to be famous, we want to be successful, however you want to define success. And when I think about it, I think that it's okay to want things, It's good to be ambitious, as I said. But what's important is to also be able to surrender to the things that we cannot control. And that is an art. And perhaps I will need to have a separate video sometime in the future about this topic of what it means by surrender alone. But letting go of the things that we cannot control in our life is how we are going to be able to achieve the things that we actually want in our life. Because what the Buddha has taught us is in that sentence, when you say, I want happiness, when you remove your ego and your desire, which is the words I and want from that sentence, what you're left with is happiness. And it's so true, It's so true in my own experience. And I think from what I've learned for myself is you have to practice, you have to feel it out. Because a lot of the thing is so easy to say and remember, but it's so hard to comprehend. Which is why, I want to be able to, I hope that I can introduce this concept to you guys now, but I hope to also be able to show you guys some of the practices that I actually do for myself in order for me to really understand what that means. Because you have to tap into your intuition. You have to tap into your inner feeling when it comes to happiness, because it is within you. But when I reflect on, what prevents us from happiness, aside from these two things that I have already shared with you guys, there's a third one that came to my mind and is actually what I personally relate to the most. And that's doubt. I used to doubt myself so much that I always felt like I wasn't enough. Almost to the point that I felt that I don't deserve. I don't deserve to be happy because I wasn't enough. And that was the biggest blocker for me in a long time to feel happy. And it might not show because, in the world of social media today, it's very hard to see when someone is unhappy. I do try to make an effort to be completely honest about my feelings and how I think about life, myself, what's happening, all of that. So throughout the years, I know that I've been working very hard to be myself and embrace that rawness of myself. Even doing this video with you guys completely uncut is a step that I am taking in this journey, in this process, to help me understand myself deeper, but at the same time honoring that imperfection of myself, and the beauty of it. But doubt is that monkey in your head that keeps saying that you're not blank enough, and it has such a big impact on my personal happiness in the past, until I realized my values and I realized my timing that is different from anyone else, and it's the same for all of you as well. I'm not talking that this is just me. I'm saying that we are all very different and we all have our own timing, and being able to tap into our own intuition and understand what's meant to be for you will stay with you is so powerful. It's another thing that is so easy to say but so hard to comprehend. It took me a very long time, many years, actually not even until now. I think this is the very first time in my life that I am happy, that I am content with who I am, where I'm at, about my life, even when not nothing, but a lot of things are not working out the way that I'd like them to work out. But I'm happy because for the very first time in my life, I know that I truly understand what it means when they say what's meant to be for you will stay with you. And another thing I've learned for myself is what's not meant to be for you will reward you with an incredible life lesson that can just be as valuable. I'm hoping that I can start sharing more with you guys on how to tap into your inner intuition. And to be completely honest, there's no talking point in this video. I'd rather it to be kind of a chit chat in the morning with you guys, because this week has been quite an eventful week for me, but I care a lot about this, and I want to make sure that I have the time to do this for you guys. But I hope that I hope that my videos I know that I'm a slow talker, but I hope that my videos somewhat inspire you to take it slow sometimes, to be patient with your journey, with your process. I hope that you allow yourself to be guided by your soul. It's a game changer for me from the moment when I started doing that for myself. It helps me build my spiritual security that no one can take away my happiness. And it's so powerful. If you remember in my last video when I talked to you guys about finding and knowing your anchors, when we chat about how to deal with the unknowns, with the uncertainty in our lives. Knowing your anchors is so important, guys. And that obviously includes building your really strong, intimate relationship networks, that communities that you can rely on, who will always be there to support you, to have you no matter what happens. Those who believe in you, those who want to see you win. Forget about how many people. I have very few people in my mind that I consider to be in my intimate circle. Very few, including my family. But a deeper level of that is building that anchor within yourself, because no matter what happens, you are your anchor. Your character, your integrity, your experience, your knowledge, your energy, your soul, your moral compass, your faith in your own journey, in yourself. Those are the anchors that no one can remove from you. And I am a very spiritual person, if you can't tell by now. I think it's so important to build the spiritual security for ourselves because of that. Because that's the thing that no one can take away from you. And I'm gonna leave it here for now. But by understanding the why when it comes to, happiness, why we don't feel happy, it allows us to understand the how to feel happy. And the first step that I hope that you take away from my video is that happiness is within you. It is within you. And it's not about finding happiness. It's about unlocking happiness within yourself, because it has always been there with you. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. Oh, and by the way, since we are filming the video today inside my apartment, I guess that you can probably see that I have a little dress behind my back. And I've been trying to sell my clothes online. Well, haven't really sold anything officially yet, because this is the first time that I technically share that I am selling my clothes. But speaking of climate change, I have so many clothes since college, and that's like many years ago. But because I keep my clothes very well, so they don't go out of style, first of all, because I have a good taste. And second of all, is because, I keep them well. So they are still in very good condition. And while I donated a lot of my clothes, there are some pieces that I still really treasure, and I would love for someone else to have it. And I created an account on DEPOP. Some of you might have heard of it, some of you might have not. That's okay. It's also my first time trying to figure this out. But I'm gonna pop a link below. Need to figure that out, either in the description box or in the video for you guys. So you guys have it, have a look at it, check it out, see if anything that you liked. I'm hoping to, be able to get more funding for what I'm doing with Blooming Crisis. As you know, I've been doing this for 2 years plus 1 year when I started blogging, And I do want to keep my content accessible for everyone, regardless of financial condition, because it's important to me to make my content accessible. And I'm thinking of ways to get more funding for what I'm doing. So let me know if you have any other suggestions. But yeah, also, you know, I love thrift shopping myself personally. I think, you know, it's so good for the environment when we circulate our clothes and what we use and we no longer want for ourselves, we share it with others. I love thrift shopping, so if you want to do it, I highly recommend it. I'm supportive of that as well. A lot of my clothes are from thrift shopping, so yeah, check it out, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thank you so much for your support. Bye.